Welcome everybody and anybody. We're just getting set up here. Welcome everybody. We're just getting started. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's J Mac, and welcome to Bigfoot Input Live. Tonight we're going to talk about absolutely anything that you want to talk about, as long as it's cryptid, paranormal, or at least weird. So if you have anything you want to discuss, throw it out there. We'll talk about it. We're going to try a new format tonight. We're going to look at some pictures. I know it's not ideal, but YouTube does not give a lot of options when it comes to having pictures in a live chat. So we're trying something different tonight. Can anybody give me a mic check? Am I coming through okay? Thank you, Jonah. And welcome to the chat. We're just getting started. I would imagine we'll get some other members joining fairly shortly. Where are you from, Jonah? So you guys don't have a lot of recorded Bigfoot activity in that area, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of speculation as to why that is. I don't want to bore you with why there isn't recorded Bigfoot activity in England and Ireland, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on the subject either, but I believe it has something to do with the time period and the land bridge. Yeah, it just seems that they ended up as far east as Tibet and Australia, Russia, obviously Siberia, and as far west as the US. But something about that little middle area there, UK, Ireland, Africa, Turkey, etc., just got kind of left out of the whole thing. You know, I gotta be honest, this picture that we're looking at right now, I don't right off the bat, I want to say it's fake. Like, I don't have any proof of that. It just doesn't feel right. Something about that Bigfoot looks like a suit to me, although I do think it's interesting that it's small. Of course, if you were going to make a suit, it would be cheaper to make a small one. The face just doesn't quite look right, but I could get past that. And I like that the dog is looking at it, but, you know, this dog, I think, would look at whatever came across its path. Could it be photoshopped? Yeah, could. Welcome to the chat, Stuff. And Stuff, or Hobbs. And what kind of weirdness are we talking about, bud? You know, I don't know. Nothing about this picture really comes off to me as paranormal. Looks like a guy. Just a guy. I don't even think it's a guy trying to hoax anybody. I just think it's a guy walking. He's walking away. So, you know, Hobbs, here's the thing, man. Like, when we are dealing with a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever, that is an elusive creature like it is, I'm not going to sit here and say that they have cloaking abilities and things like that, but I will say that I believe they have camouflaging abilities, much like the owl, the chameleon, you know, that sort of thing. So they are hiding in the bush. So when we get pictures, much like our last video, which I encourage you to go check out, you have to sort of suss out what is real and what is pareidolia. And I mean, if anybody's not familiar with pareidolia, it is the leftover trait from our Neanderthal stage where we are capable of seeing faces in the bush, really, to avoid ambush. So whenever we see, you know, Jesus on toast, or we see a face in a brick wall or in a bush, it's our mind putting things together in a way that makes sense to us. But that being said, that's not always the case. Sometimes there is something real there and it's too definitive to be pareidolia. No, this picture sucks. Oh god, this one. Yeah. I'll get into this one more in depth if anybody's interested. I think I'm gonna do a whole piece on this guy because there's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 photos that go along with this photo. I can't remember his name. Like, right off the bat, I don't want to like dismiss him as a wackadoo, but there's a lot going on here. Weinstein, how's it going, Harvey? Yeah, Hobbs, please, anything you want to share with the channel, it is bigfootinput@gmail.com. Bigfootinput@gmail.com. I accept all um, submissions from subscribers or anybody really. And if we find something there, we will feature them in an upcoming video. You know, I had a nice old lady who was sending us stuff for the longest time, and I, I didn't have the heart to tell her that there was nothing there. It was just bushes. Um, but after she sent me about, I don't know, 15 emails with pictures of trees and grass, claiming that there was faces in there, I had to just be honest with her and tell her that, you know, it was pareidolia. And I don't think she cared for that answer too much. I never heard from her again, which honestly is fine. Yeah. Jonah, this picture, this series of pictures, goes so much further than this. This man claims that this is only one of, I believe, 2 Bigfoot or 3 that live on his property. He's somewhere overseas. I don't know what brand of car that is, but it's not in America. He claims that they drove the car. That this big guy here, actually, he has a picture of this big guy in the car. They drove the car into a pond, used a bulldozer to pull it back out. So, I mean, he's got a hell of a story to go along with his pictures. And as absurd as it sounds, he has just died on this hill, claiming that all this is real. And that we don't understand these creatures enough to understand what he's talking about, because, you know, they are intelligent enough to drive a car. They are intelligent enough to use a bulldozer. I don't know. You know, the whole thing just sounds like garbage to me, but, you know. Yeah, well, Hobbs, if he did get a driver's license, picture would be blurry, so, you know, what's the difference, right? Rex, welcome to the chat, buddy. Anything you care to throw out there, we are open forum. Whatever you want to talk about. It's very interesting. Every couple weeks we do this, and we have the same kind of, typically the same crowd of people, maybe 1 or 2 stragglers. I don't think I've ever seen any of you guys before other than Harvey, so welcome. Welcome to the chat. So I was looking at this picture earlier. I've never seen this picture before. I'm going to point out a few things, though. I'm going to point out the sleeve ruffles right before the hand there. The terribly skinny legs. And then it looks like he's got some long hair here, and then long hair down the back. I would almost venture to say that we're looking at a guy maybe in like a fur coat. I don't know that it's an intentional hoax or if it's just mistaken identity, but this sleeve right here sells it for me. That's that's a coat. You know, he's a pretty fancy hobo wearing a fur coat. I'm not sure if you guys were here earlier. We were looking at this picture here. I I absolutely do not know what to think of this picture. It's an older picture. It's taken by a guy. I can't remember his name. Leo something or other. Yeah, he got the fancy coat at the Men's Warehouse dumpster. I've always been fascinated by this picture, by the large, you know, human nose. I mean, it's almost like a grandpa's nose, though. It's very large. It's not like a everyday type of nose you see, but it's definitely human. Um, I mean, if this is makeup of some kind, I think it's very well done. I mean, the hair is not in any sort of pattern. You have this sort of blonde patch under the lip there. I mean, I think it's well done. If it's makeup, I don't know. This one could be legit, honestly. Usually when they have a big nose, it's like a flat nose, like a primate nose, you know, like gorillas and stuff like that. This one is just flat out more human than most things that I've ever seen. In fact, I would almost forgive me, but I would almost venture to say that this is more feral human than Sasquatch or Bigfoot. I don't think it's Bigfoot at all. I think either this is a person in makeup or this guy caught a picture of a feral human. Interesting photo either way. Yeah, Hobbs. God, cannot remember that guy's name. I'm not great with names, but I know exactly what video you're talking about. Uh, that was interesting. Yeah, you see the face come up, you see the eyes blink. It's got the eye shine, you know, or tapetum lucidum, you know. So that, yeah, really interesting video. This picture, you know, I have no clue. I mean, it sucks good enough to be something. Looks like a couple of dark figures, one sitting on the ground, one standing up in the trees, but really little more than that. Man, where's my boy Billy when you need him? This is and the exposure is coming off weird on my phone here, but this is Florida Bigfoot. Oh man, that is terrible exposure, but best I can do. Um, yeah, Florida Bigfoot Billy. He's got a lot of great stuff. Um, you would be better off actually visiting his channel. He has a channel on YouTube. He also has a channel on a page on Facebook, and he's got some really interesting stuff. Yeah, this guy actually communicated with a family of skunk apes, is what we call them here in Florida, if you're not familiar. It's just a smaller, lesser muscular version of Bigfoot. But he actually communicated with a family by leaving them food and gifts, and it was to the point where they were actually opening the Ziploc bags to retrieve the sandwiches, and then closing the bags back and putting the bags back in the gifting area. It was a very really cordial kind of system that he had with these people, or I should say the skunk ape family. But yeah, Florida Bigfoot, go check him out for sure. Thanks, Hobbs. I appreciate that. I will await your email, and I'll let you know what we think. Cheers to you, buddy. This picture is Kathy Westerman, Bigfoot World, on Facebook and YouTube. Bigfoot World, Central Florida Paranormal Researchers. This is just one of the great photos that she has available on the group. Welcome, everybody. Feel free to bring any topics to the table. We will talk about whatever you want to talk about. We are very excited. Tomorrow is the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference in Central Florida, and we will be attending. So we're excited to see all the speakers, and our friends from Bigfoot World will be one of the speakers. So it should be a good time. I'm going to tell you the unfortunate truth about why this picture is, in my opinion, fake. I mean, it's one of the best Bigfoot suits ever, if that's the case, if I'm correct. And it's a little complicated. So there is a second picture of this creature, and I've only ever seen it once, and for whatever reason I didn't manage to capture it, but I've never seen the picture since then. There's a second picture taken from the side of this exact same creature in the water here. So at that point, I think we have to ask ourselves, like, they managed to get two pictures of this creature from two different angles in one shot. The creature wasn't even looking at the second camera. He was, just like he is now. Sorry for the shakes. He's just like he is now, except there was another angle taken, which really kind of shot them in the foot if this was a hoax. Unfortunately, I have to stand by that and say, yes, I believe it was a hoax because of that. July 11th, 1995, Wild Creek National Forest, Eatonville, Washington. I think somebody went through a lot of trouble to put this caption on here to make this up. Because I've seen this picture without the caption. And as I say, there's a second photo. Hey everybody, I'm J Mac and welcome to Bigfoot Input Live. So if you have any topics that you want to bring to the table, please feel free. We will talk about whatever you want to talk about tonight. Some people will tell you that like rocks and mountain formations are some sort of frozen giants. And based on this picture, I might tend to agree with them. I know it's just a rock formation, but man, the anatomy is there, Face and the hair, the beard is there, the mouth, nose, eyes, the torso. You can definitely make out legs. I mean, I think it's a rock, but oddly shaped rock. Ah, yes, the goat man. Not sure how I feel about this bastard. I don't think this is a real thing. But there's a lot of people that tell me I'm wrong. Especially Marylanders. welcome to the chat, Prissy. You know, I like this picture. This is actually a still shot from a video. So there's a lot of pictures that go along with this. There's actually quite a few seconds of footage that go along with this. This is a group called the Sasquatch Genome Project. And they actually have tracked Sasquatch for a while, and they are working on DNA and different things like that. Yeah, unfortunately, YouTube does not offer a system of adding pictures to a live chat. So we're working on some way of adding them. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect system, but we're getting there. This man's name eludes me for some reason. It's his name. He's passed away now. But he had some nice captures, and this is one of them. Now, whether this is a Sasquatch or a feral human, you know, I don't know. It's hard to tell based on the photo, but there's definitely a lot of camouflage going on here. This one eludes me, you know, I mean, the back joints show knees, and it looks like elbows in the front joints, but then like this matted hair where you could chalk that up to water or mud, but it almost looks like it has a horn, like a small horn coming out of the side of the head there. But then it has facial features, so I don't know. This is an interesting picture. There's 4 of these pictures actually, and you can kind of make out. You can see that it has a baby on its back. All right, guys, I'm calling it. Thanks for coming, but I'm not going to sit here and talk to an empty room. So, J Mac, and I'm out.